farm, and straight away we are going to carry on with something that look at something I mentioned at the end of the last video, which was looking for a cornfield which we can silage. And actually right next to our potato field is field 38, which is in the forage ready state. It's pretty tiny. Actually, that means it's also pretty cheap. So that might be a really good option. We don't need a huge amount to get us through the winter. So I think that's going to be a good option. If we can earn a little bit more cash, we could pick that up with no problems. And the way to do that is some forestry. And that's what today's video is going to be. I did ask in the last one whether we should do forestry or baling contracts. And at least one of you responded forestry, and I kind of wanted to do forestry because it's been a while, and so that's what we're going to do. I had forgotten how much of a forestry beast the Zetor is. If you want to do forestry on a budget, a chainsaw and this Zetor is all you need, in my opinion. Assuming you're close enough to the sell point that you don't particularly need to load stuff up, or if you want to move the logs out to a point to load them up, this thing is just brilliant. Obviously I'm using the forestry DLC, so it's got the winching capability built in. That's what makes it so powerful. And the dozer blade on the front actually is incredibly useful. You'll see me using that in a bit for managing the logs. But yeah, really it's the two winches on the back and what make this so powerful. I've still got the little tree cutter thing that goes on the 3-point least, but actually I should probably return it, because this and a chainsaw and the fact that the lumberjack mod measures the length of cuts is just so powerful that I don't think we need it anymore. So yeah, I think probably that can get returned, and we'll just stick with using this. And I'd forgotten the potential to earn in a relatively short amount of time quite large sums of cash. And yeah, and this thing can't shift huge amounts of wood. There is a limit to how many logs you can hook up. There's a limit to how much it can pull, because it's not hugely powerful. It's not got unlimited traction. It's not got diff locks or four-wheel drive. I think that's because, I don't know if that's a game limitation thing with the fact that it's an articulated vehicle or not. I've not looked to try and add that capability. So yeah, I don't know. Something that I'm just going with it. It's so powerful as it is that, not powerful, useful. Powerful is the wrong word. It's such a useful vehicle that I think almost editing it would almost make it, for what it cost, overpowered, because it wasn't expensive either. I don't remember what it cost, but it wasn't expensive. It's a brilliant bit of kit. It's a very brilliant bit of kit. So a couple of other things that are worth talking about. So the first one, really cool. Actually, I think I achieved it over a year ago. I think Giants only send them out every year, so I'm expecting there will be a flood of posts of pictures of similar things on social media. I got my console mod award arrive in the post today. That's for 250,000 console downloads, which is cool. Thank you, console players. So yeah, that goes with the other two, which I can't remember what they are. But yeah, that was really cool. The other one is Thompson Briscoe is very close to having the 80s version of the Oaks finished. It's in a, I guess, beta testing phase with some players from his Discord community. And I think, yeah, it's very close to being released. So You'll probably start seeing videos from content creators on that soon. It looks amazing. He's done such an incredible job changing that map. If you played on the Oaks before and you think, I don't really want to play that map again, it's a completely different map. Trust me. It looks incredible. I think Farmsim Briscoe is, I think, one of the most underrated mappers in Farm Sim. Let's sell this log. So that's given us $6,000. That gives us enough to buy field 38. I think actually once we've harvested it might make sense to combine 37 and 38 into one field. Just having a quick look at some of the other fields, but they are way out of our budget. So yeah, pick up field 38. Definitely think it's worth us combining 37 and 38. If we keep the fields at that end of the map, we probably should, as we invested time and money into doing work on them. So yeah, now basically just want to re-earn a bunch of money. But yeah. So I think he's going to call it the Vintage Oaks, but this 80s version of the Oaks, it looks incredible. He's done so much work. It's not the same map anymore. No, you can't keep the same save. Yeah, it looks great. Have plans. You might be seeing it on the channel at some point. So, yep, stand by for that. Really cool, really nice looking map. Definitely very underrated mapper. Yeah, and actually a third thing, and this is a combined slight whinge, slight plea for more help. So last week, the Giants partner portal was showing me as incredibly close to achieving bronze Giants partner. This is something that I was maybe vaguely aware of that they did, but it was showing that I was very, very close. They've updated their website this week, and I'm now not quite so close. So what they do is they look at revenue over an 18-month period, and previously it was only showing total revenue. Still very close. I'm now, rather than being like less than one copy of the game away, I'm like 3 or 4 copies of the game away from being a bronze partner. So please, folks, if you're thinking of picking the game up, then it would be really, really appreciated if you used my partner code to do it, because it doesn't cost you anymore, and you hopefully help the channel out in the long term. So yeah, that'd be really cool. So getting all of the logs, just continuing basically, and kind of the process that I was taking was cutting trees into either 12 or 10 meter lengths mostly, and then trying to hook up 3 or 4 of those, because that was about what the Z-Tor could manage to tow. And quite often that meant using the blade on the back to nudge them close enough together to hook them all up. I'm not sure how the winches work. Also going around clearing stumps as I go. I'm not sure if the 2 separate winches can each be independently the same length or not, or if they share total length. But it certainly seems to limit how far you can link from the first connected tree. So anyway, it's so good for being able to move large amounts of lumber around really efficiently, I find. On this kind of plot of land where you're just pulling trees out, taking them to the sell point, not having to worry about loading them up. When I was trying to pick them up with the front loader, bring them over here, this is so much better, so much quicker. So yeah, if you can do something like this, I would definitely recommend it. And we're making really good money. So it's Monday evening now. If I sound tired, it's because I am. It's been a long day at work. Sat with the dogs. Sort of not long before I'm going to call it a day, but It's quite a busy week ahead, and I wanted to get this video done because I want to get this released tomorrow, and it means I don't have to try and do it at the start of the day when I'm working from home. So yeah, I wasn't planning to finish the whole video today, but I had a moment of overexcitement. The downside is endlessly having to stop to work around the dogs, which has been a theme in the last 2 videos because yesterday's commentary was recorded sat downstairs with the dogs. And yet you might not hear them because I stop and I edit around it. It gets frustrating for me. Anyway, yeah, so just kind of continuing to clear trees. This is a huge plot of land. I have really underestimated how big it is. Probably we should start making use of some of it. Maybe with the land that I've cleared, at the very least I should plow some of it and plant grass on it, so we can start making silage off it or something. I don't know. I was saying about bringing the pigs over here. Maybe the area we've cleared, we should, maybe if I add expandable pastures, we could drop a pig pen on here. Would be sensible, wouldn't it? I think maybe that's what I'll do, because it's quite a big area that's been cleared already, and I do want to have the piglets growing up separately, predominantly to save having to feed them, because we're not running enhanced animal system, so they won't expire. So yeah, we can increase our profitability that way. If that bothers some of you, let's pretend they're foraging in the forest area. Okay? Yeah. We're good. Oh, it's raining so much today here. Don't know if you can hear it actually. It's got the windows open because it's weird weather today. It's warm, but it's raining. Which doesn't bode well for my head, apart from the fact, have I spoken about this? I don't know if I have on a normal video. I certainly have on a video for the patrons. About a week and a half ago now, I had something called a greater occipital nerve block done, which, if you don't know what that is, basically it's an injection of steroids and anesthetic into the back of your head to try and they try and target the greater occipital nerve, or one of them, because you have 2. Yeah, they run up the back of your skull, and it's just a mixture of steroids and an anesthetic, essentially. And I think the theory is that it quietens down and settles that nerve down, which is supposed to be part of the signalling of pain to do with headaches. I know the first few days it did not make me feel great, but a week later, 10 days later, it's kind of helping. And this kind of weather is something where normally my head would really not be great, and it's not awful, so maybe it's helped. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, it was not fun times. It was not fun times. The injection didn't hurt. The drive home was pretty interesting, having had a load of stuff stuck in the back of my head. And it was it was not a planned event, and I don't do well with unplanned things. So yeah. You can see I've stockpiled a bunch of logs, and you'll now see the power of this. The next superpower of this vehicle is that with the dozer blade on the front, we can just drop them off next to the sell point and shove them into the sell point. Yeah. I think this is one of the best budget forestry vehicles, and I'm now curious what it actually cost me. So let's quickly have a look in the old mods folder. Why can't I see ZTOR? Is it not listed under ZTOR? It is ZTOR, isn't it? I'm guessing it's that in that case. So let's have a look. function tractor. Yes, that's the job. Yeah, 45 grand plus whatever the options cost. So it's a pretty good bargain, I think. So I'm trying to leave trees around the boundary so it doesn't look so obvious that we've gutted this place. But yeah, 45 grand. And no, we are clearly, well, you can't because we haven't sold that big pile of logs. But I mean, the forestry we've done before, we've earned way more than that. And it's just easy. It's just, you do need to have the forestry DLC for it to really work well. Yeah, I'm still really tempted to have a play with the yarders as well. Because I've not used any of those. This map's probably not ideal for those. The Holzer map of on Terra Life, where Paul and I had a little bit of a look around on there, that has potential. Yeah, that map has some serious forestry potential. Never thought that I would consider a map based on its forestry potential, but yeah, that's probably not the map that the Terra Life Let's Play that I'm planning to do will be on. I have probably got a map picked out, but I'm going to save that as a surprise. Unless you're a patron, then you'll know. If you read the comments on the video that the patrons had this week. And at that point, I'll say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. Yeah, there are a few things that, a little bit extra tidbits that the patrons have got in the last few weeks. So, a few ideas of things that I'm working on, and yeah. And Joker's very restless this evening, so you may or may not hear him in the next little bit. Depends whether I catch it or not. He's got a poorly foot again, so he's a little bit restless. Actually the same poorly foot that he had before. So the vets think he has a grass seed or something similar stuck in his foot. So he's still on antibiotics to deal with the infection, and we are hoping that it works its way out, so he doesn't have to have surgery, because he's very old, and old dogs and anaesthetic is a bad combination. So yeah, hopefully nature does its thing, works its way out, and he doesn't have to have another operation, because poor old boy has had too many of those. It's now raining even harder. I'm really worried we're actually going to have a storm tonight, so that could be fun with 4 dogs, 3 of which really don't like storms, so fingers crossed that that doesn't happen. Anyway, take these logs over to the sell point, and I think then I am going to sell this mountain of logs. I think this is the point where I sell them. I actually can't remember, even though I only recorded this video about an hour ago. Yeah, this is the downside of doing this stuff. When you're really, really tired, you forget things really quickly. But at the moment, I am constantly exhausted, and that's not a, oh, I should take a break from doing this stuff. It's a to do with how my brain is thing. So, yeah. Let's unload these, push these up, and maybe we'll have a little bit of a chat about that afterwards. So, again, this is what I love about this tractor. It's so versatile. Well, it's not versatile. It's a Zetor or a Zetor, depending on how you say it. But we do need to clear some of these logs now, so let's get them sold and make some cash. First, 36 grand for those. That's not bad, and we can hopefully get these pushed up now and get these sold as well. So yeah, recovered the cost of the field pretty much, which is pretty nice. Yep, there we go. That's the field paid for. Oh well, we're back to where we were before we bought the field, so yeah, that's the field paid for. And I was just looking at it, just how insanely large this plot of land is, and we've cleared so little of it. But that's why. But I do think we should make use of this land that we've cleared. And And I do think, as I've been speaking about, a pig pen is the way to go. So, but I thought it'd be fun to take down some of these big spruce trees, and by fun I mean profitable. But yeah, so something that I've learned in my learning about neurodivergent type stuff is that it's not uncommon to be kind of tired a lot, particularly, like dealing with everyday life and work and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's part of why I'm tired so much. I've just done a long day at work, being around lots of people, and being around people me, and that's quite tiring. So yeah, and I've done a lot of that lately, and I've done a lot of talking to professionals about this stuff as I try and learn more about it and get help with it. So yeah, that's why I'm tired a lot lately. Part of why I'm tired a lot lately, on top of all the other stuff that I deal with. So yeah, and that's partly why I'm trying to finish this video, because I've got another pretty manic week coming up with work, and all 4 dogs have got to have their yearly vaccinations. So that's 2 trips to the vet, because can't do them in one hit, because taking all 4 dogs at once is a bit of a nightmare. Joker's also got to go for a follow-up on his foot, which hopefully will be done at the same time. Mrs. D's got yet another hospital appointment in London, plus work. Yeah, it's a lot. So, but this is fun. This is relaxing. Although once I finish doing this, I'm going to put my earbuds in and probably listen to either some nice relaxing music or some Linus Tech Tips, which I find really relaxing, which you might find weird, but hey, it's that or Dexter lately. Not the children's cartoon series, the serial killer. So I just finished watching the end of series 8, which is the last of the regular Dexter, and I'm on to the New Blood, which is on Amazon Prime, because we have Paramount Plus as well, which is really cool. I'm kind of enjoying that. Yeah, it's a show that I've always enjoyed, and I never got to the end of it, and I did over the weekend, and it was good. Yeah, I'm not going to give any spoilers in case you also enjoy the show and you haven't bothered watching to the end. You should. It ends well, I felt. If you've watched to the end, don't give spoilers in the comments, because other people might want to watch to the end. But yeah, it was always one of my favourite TV shows. So right, let's get I'm going to get these 3 trees down to the sell point. You might have just spotted there's 3 random logs that we just drove past that have been there since one of my earlier logging exploits. We're going to get those sold as well, and that's going to be it, he says, with like 5 minutes left. Yeah, so we'll have made a reasonable amount of cash. We've got a new field, so next time we need to get the maize chopped on there. So I'm going to be looking for a budget option to do that, because it's quite a small field. So it's not going to take very long. So I might even use one of the ones that attaches to the tractor. If we've got enough horsepower, we might not have. But yeah, something like that. Something small, not a pull behind one. I hate those. They are so painful to use. I've tried them a few times and just do not get on with them at all. So yeah, but maybe something budget just to get that field chopped. And We've got a spare silage clamp, so probably in silage clamp. Yeah. And I said we need it. We don't really, because if I do... Oh, we do, because we're doing TMR on here. So yeah, we do need it. We just haven't made TMR since I had Maize Plus because of grazing, which has been keeping all of the animals fed the whole time. Give or take. And I need to remember to make a note of that time, because I just moved the microphone and it made random noises, which you hopefully won't have heard. Yeah. The rain has stopped. The randomness at this point is because I probably should have stopped doing this at this point. I'm kind of worn out. But as I said, I want to... I didn't get much recorded at the weekend because I did a 9.5 hour training run on Saturday. And on Sunday I was just kind of tired again because I spent 9.5 hours running the day before and didn't do any of this on Saturday. Kind of came home and chilled. And then on Sunday I did the Maize Plus Pig Farmer video, which took quite a while to record. And I had hoped to record this video as well, but didn't get it done. So doing this on Monday evening after work, which hopefully gives me a bit of a head start for the week with being able to maybe record another one tomorrow, which might be Glenlarthen. Spoiler alert. Hopefully. It's coming back, folks. So, yeah, then Glenlarthen is coming back, which I am really looking forward to. Not sure when this week, but there should be a Glenlarthen video. Yep, so just need to grab those last 3 logs. And these spruce trees pay really well. I was going to say if it was easier to identify them, but I can just walk up to them with the extra info and it tells me. So they are easy to identify. But yep, there we go. An extra 20 grand. So we've got £73,000 now. I'm just going to have a quick look in the sales because there is this really nice, really tempting. Keep going. Keep scrolling. I know what's in here. This Challenger 2-track, 160 grand. I am very tempted. What I might do is keep playing afterwards and rack up enough cash for that. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Comments, questions, or suggestions below. Don't forget, if you're picking up FS25, please use partner code Disturbed. And I will see you guys next time. I was just looking to see if there was enough silage contracts. There's not, so more forestry for me. Anyway, see ya.